You know what I'm sick and tired of? That when you're a woman, the answer to all of your possible medical issues is birth control. Thanks. That's wonderful. Buckle in for day 3, guys, because this is a rant. Also, I'm sorry if the rocking's annoying. Feel free to let me know, but I'm just soothing my body a little bit. So I just got off the phone with my doctor. I had a doctor's appointment. And I mean, you can guess it. I'm having medical issues. I am a woman. Birth control, magical birth control will solve all problems. So for some context, I have a few different things going on at this moment. One of which is I have really low ferritin. Not low enough for doctors in the medical system to say, oh, you're actually anemic. No, I am 2 points above their range. So of course the answer that I get is, oh, well, that's actually not that bad. You're normal. I'm so tired of hearing that because something is common and a lot of women suffer with it and have issues with it, that common equals normal. That's not true. That's not what it is. Even though it is common for people to have that, when you're having symptoms and it is affecting your life, it's not normal. It's just common. I want to find out why I'm having this issue so I can fix it and I can feel better. But that's not typically what they want to do. They want to just treat the symptoms of what you're having and kind of just mask it all and hide it all, which is frustrating for a whole nother reason. Anyways, that's one of my things going on right now. The other one is I'm convinced that I am in perimenopause, starting into perimenopause. All the stuff that I've seen online and things that I've seen, the list of symptoms, I can check off essentially all of them. My hair is falling out like crazy. I get random heart palpitations. My moods are all over the place. The rage I'm experiencing lately is insane. The depressive episodes that I'm experiencing are worse than I ever have before. Oh my God, if that's not accurate. Brain fog. Had trouble thinking clearly. That one, it's ironic that I was having trouble thinking of the words for that. Itchy ears. Just, I can't even think of all the things. If I had a list, I could check them off for you. I was not prepared enough because I'm just irritated and wanted to rant at you guys. But okay, it makes sense to me when I look at all those things, that means my hormones are shifting and that there's clearly something going on. I do not feel right. And I just would like answers on that. And how can I better adjust my life to help myself with these symptoms? Because I know that that's inevitable. Menopause is coming. Oh well, right? Oh yeah, that's the other one. Periods being all over the place. Kind of keeping their regular, but also having so much spotting and randomness in between. The length is shifting, the heaviness, and just, a lot of flux throughout my cycle, which is incredibly frustrating. But as soon as you bring that up to a doctor, or you say that, they look at me and they immediately go, 36 years old, you're too young. I am so tired of that as well. Looking at women and just being like, well, you're too young. Please explain to me how if I was to be pregnant right now, my pregnancy would be considered a geriatric pregnancy. But I am too young to be going through perimenopause, which is the stage of life prior to menopause. Make it make sense to me. How am I both too old and too young at the same time? It's frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating. The other thing is, I am a neurodivergent woman, which may not seem relevant, but they have done studies to show that neurodivergent women actually can feel the symptoms or they notice the shift and the hormonal shift in symptoms 8 to 10 years sooner than a regular woman or than a neurotypical woman. And it's not that she's not going through them, but her body is not as sensitive to the flux in your hormones, whereas a neurodivergent body is, or neurodivergent brain is very, sensitive to hormone shifts. So really, I am 36. If you add 8 or 10 years to that, 44 or 46 years old, that puts me exactly in the range of where they would think you'd start perimenopause. But anyways, I digress. So the frustrating part of that is there's no good test to test why. Or so I've been told. There's no good test to actually confirm whether you are or not. Okay. And so the answer, of course, is, well, birth control. Why don't you consider going on birth control? That at least you could just manage your cycle and just make it be regular. And, maybe that would help some of your other issues. Who knows? But why not birth control? And of course, when I answer, I don't want to go on birth control. Not that I'm trying to get pregnant, but I was on birth control for a very long time. I was on birth control from like 18 to, it was like 26. 25 or 26 years old that I was on birth control. And it seemed okay. I mean, it's hard in retrospect to know if any mental problems that I was having, if those were related to birth control or not, or just life of being a 20-something-year-old in an abusive relationship. Who knows? But I was on it for a really long time. And I don't remember fully that experience, but I do remember getting off of it and thinking that I felt more me, that I feel better not being on it. That I couldn't tell you why, I couldn't tell you exactly what felt better, but I just felt better not being on it. But of course, that was like 10 years ago that I went off of it. So when it's pushed again, or I say that to a doctor and explain, and again, I need to just say, the doctor I was talking to, it wasn't my doctor, it was someone just standing in for him. He didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't overtly dismissive of me, and he wasn't rude or mean or anything like that. But it's just, it's a male doctor who, like all medical professionals, seem to just have a complete, lack of knowledge surrounding women and women's health. So when I say that I didn't like being on it, I can't pinpoint what it is. And that was 10 years ago. So when they're questioning too, well, maybe this would help, maybe go on, birth control and do that again, it makes me look back on it and think too, am I wrong? Am I misremembering? Am I making that up? Did I feel better? That was 10 years ago. I'm frustrated too by how much our system, medical system, society, everything, just feels so built to make women doubt their own experience or to question their own remembering of what has happened. Anyways, so I say I don't want to be on that. Okay, so we're talking a bit more and it's well, the options are kind of basically do nothing and just wait and see. Or he's a low dose of estrogen and progesterone. Just low doses to see if that helps. So I asked, okay, well, what does that look like? What does that mean? And of course, the response, kind of hesitant, is well, that would be, in the form of birth control. Great. So the thing that I don't want is, again, still the answer. I'm sorry I'm so ranty at you guys today. I am tired of being a woman. I'm so tired. I feel constantly tired and disheartened that women are so far behind in being studied in the medical field and in everything, how dismissed we are in general. It's just incredibly frustrating. Fun fact, I did not think starting YouTube I would cry this much in videos. I was not expecting to cry to you guys so much. I wasn't. I really wasn't. I thought I would just be silly, funny, have a good time, not bring up like every buried emotion ever. Anyways, I know this is not a fun video. This isn't a good one. This is just me ranting. I don't know. Don't have an answer. I'm not sure exactly what I'll do. Maybe it's all in my head. I don't know. Gotta give the doctor some credit. At least he didn't ask me if I thought it was just anxiety or stress. You know, the other two magic things that women are always asked about. So, point for him there. Do you have any tips? Has anyone gone through this? Like early, younger perimenopause, or it's not that, but the symptoms are all kind of the same? What did you do? Did anything help? I've been wondering if I should try to, I don't know, change my diet in some way. I generally eat pretty good. I eat primarily plant-based. Don't eat a ton of processed stuff. Still some. But it could be better. That's for sure. But wondering if like tightening that up, especially just for me, maybe not for the rest of the family, but doing a really like whole food, plant-based, really strict, non-inflammatory diet and just see like, would that help anything? Or is that, again, am I just so socially trained that like any issue with women must be around diet and food? And I'm not saying I want to eat less and try to disappear. That I don't buy in on that one, that's for sure. But like, would it help? I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. I definitely am. It's frustrating. It's hard to talk to people about it. Because, I mean, we all live in this society. We live in this society that has the issues. And I feel like so many people buy in on that too, where it is, you're too young, or no, it couldn't be that. Or, of course your moods are going, or you feel rage, or you feel depressed. You have little kids. Have you tried sleeping better? I have heard that one from a professional. Of course you're tired. You're a mom. Wonderful. Thank you. But even if people don't mean to, it's just so ingrained to think and to quickly dismiss. I don't know if that's just a way to try to make people feel better, to be like, oh, no, like it couldn't be. But it doesn't. It doesn't make me feel better. It feels dismissive. Help me look into it. Help me find the right questions. You don't have the answers. That's fine. But just to try to make me feel better by thinking like, oh, you can't have that problem. If I do in fact have that problem, that's not going to make it go away if I just pretend it's not there. So there's that. Or it's just, we don't talk about that stuff. People don't. We don't talk enough about women's health. I feel like it's getting better. People are starting to demand other answers. But it's hard. Because you do feel weird talking about it, you know, bringing it up. Like you're some kind of outlier, some, you know, trying to get too personal with people. It's like, I just want to understand. And I think the greatest teacher of all is people sharing experiences and being able to learn from what other people have gone through, especially women. I think there is nothing greater than women sharing experience and knowledge and being able to help and bolster each other. I really do. I think our world would be a much better place if there was more of that and we felt open to do that and safe to do that. We're getting there. You know, strides are happening. Medical studies are finally starting to do a little bit more, but it's got a long way to go. One thing that weighs on my mind for sure is just, I hope things are better by the time my daughter is going through a lot of this stuff. Because right now, this is annoying. Incredibly annoying. And just disheartening. Yeah, I'm sorry for the whiplash of coming from yesterday's like kindness video to the rant and rave of this one. My personality is complex. I am both kind and rageful. It is, you know? So hopefully I didn't scare everybody away, but it is what it is. I hope if you're out there and you are going through something similar, you have, or you currently are, just, I hope you got support. And also, I am sorry. That's annoying. It's annoying. And I feel for you, and I care about you, and you're not alone. Hopefully we can find answers and things can just, things can get a little easier. I appreciate you sitting through the rant. Thanks so much for joining. All right. Love you. Bye.